It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A Hunter Greyhound trainer says the New South Wales Gaming and Racing Minister has moved quickly to crack down on live baiting. The fallout from the scandal has deepened overnight, with the Minister ordering the boss and entire board to stand down from Greyhound Racing New South Wales. They agreed to step aside after footage emerged of small animals being chased, then mauled by dogs. Cessnock trainer Bob Whitelaw says it's the start of a much-needed shake-up in the greyhound racing industry.
We've been pushing this program to try and full reform for a long, long time, but it fell on deaf ears. But now that this has happened, this is certainly going to change the industry probably forever here in New South Wales.
A man involved in a 2-hour standoff with heavily armed police at Hamilton South is now undergoing an assessment in hospital. It was feared he was inside a Hassel Street unit armed with a gun late yesterday afternoon. It later turned out he didn't have a weapon. Police won't be laying any charges. Police have ramped up the search for a missing Belmont woman. 31-year-old Carly McBride was last seen on Calgaroo Avenue at Muswellbrook at about 2 p.m. on Tuesday, September 30 last year. Sergeant Dave Rose says detectives fear Carly may have been murdered and have issued a fresh appeal for information.
Carly is described as being of Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander appearance, approximately 165 to 175 centimetres tall with a thin build. She has brown hair and eyes. Now, anyone who sees Carly or believes they know her whereabouts is urged to contact police immediately. You should contact your local police or Crime Stoppers. It's a free call to 1800 333 000.
Former Newcastle MP Tim Owen denies ever seeing a confidential cabinet document about the city's light rail project, which somehow made its way into his office. Current Labor MP Tim Crackenthorpe claims he found the document in the back of a filing cabinet after moving into the office late last year. But Tim Owen has told the Herald he doesn't remember it, and all documents in his office would have been shredded when he resigned, in line with parliamentary guidelines for closing an MP's office. The redevelopment of Newcastle Art Gallery might soon be up and running, thanks to a fresh push by the Sabal Cultural Institutions Group. Since the group wrote to the architects behind the gallery's upgrade, they say it's become apparent the project is in fact feasible, contrary to what's been said previously. Former chairman of Newcastle Art Gallery, Robert Henderson, says it's time to move forward with the gallery's redevelopment.
We've paid for these plans and they're sitting there. We don't have to go through that planning process again. Everything's ready to go. We either sit back and say, well, that we've just wasted $1.5 million readying the gallery for a redevelopment and acquiring a complete set of plans, or we actually try and capitalise on this previous investment. And
Minmai residents are being told to take care this afternoon as the National Parks and Wildlife Service plans a hazard reduction burn in Blue Gum Hills Regional Park. The 7.5 hectare burn is being conducted to reduce fuel loads in the area and consolidate earlier burns. The burn will commence at approximately 12 noon, with crews finishing up later this evening. Now with sport, Annabelle Regan.
The Newcastle Jets players' wait is over this morning after finally having received their overdue monthly wages. It's understood the 4 players' owner Nathan Tinkler is attempting to sack have also received their pay. However, all 4 are still waiting to accept termination deals. Jets Chief Executive Mitchell Murphy said on Tuesday the wages had been delayed as the tax office had enforced a garnish order on Tinkler's companies. Cade Snowden has been chosen to lead the scrum in the Newcastle Knights' new season engine room in what appears to be the defining year of his career. The 28-year-old proved himself last week when entrusted with captaining Newcastle in trial matches against Warhope and Port Macquarie. Snowden says he will lead by example on the field. And Surfest powers on today with 22-year-old French surfer Maud Lacar proving herself to be the one to beat in the Women's Classic. Locals Ryan Callanan and James McMorland are expected to ride today up when the men resume after 2 days of women's competition at Dixon Park. That's sport. I'm Annabelle Regan.
2NURFM News Time 26 to 9.